Hi, this is Kyle Byron, the Toronto nutritionist, and I was craving some meatloaf, so I just went out and got the ingredients. The meat that I'm going to use is antibiotic-free, hormone-free from a small farm, so that's going to be totally awesome. Meatloaf has too many breadcrumbs and processed carbs, so I'm going to cut that down and add some fiber supplements. I'm going to increase the vegetables, just make it healthier, and I'm going to make sure the fat portion is okay as well. Anyways, so watch along with me and I'll take you through a delicious, healthy meatloaf. Okay, so first, wash and chop some of these vegetables. I'm probably going to use the Vitamix for some of it to get the onion pieces really small. Get that going in a saucepan with some ketchup. Like I said, I'm going to modify that. So I'll use less ketchup and I'm going to use some soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce to increase the flavor but cut down on the sugar. All right, and then I'm going to mix it all together like in this big shiny bowl. And like I said, I do have some breadcrumbs here, but I'm going to use some psyllium husk. This has almost no calories and lots of fiber, like binds the meatloaf together. All right, and then it just goes in this little baking tin, although I'm gonna have to run probably 5 batches of this, but anyways, it goes in here and you bake it. Oh, hi. So now I'm chopping some vegetables because I'm gonna use a Vitamix, and you could just use a regular blender too for this. I'm just taking the outsides of the onion off and basically cutting it in half, and that's just going to go in the Vitamix. For this recipe, okay, we're going to eventually saute those, so they will break down a little bit, but you don't want huge chunks in your meatloaf, okay? You want small pieces of vegetables. Okay, so I'm sauteing the vegetables. You can see the remnants. I was using the Vitamix, so man, I got these vegetables down in these little pieces like really fast. So I'm going to saute these for about 5 minutes. And the recipe calls for a cup of ketchup. Now I doubled the meat, so I should use 2 cups of ketchup. There's no way I'm doing that. I'm going to put in maybe like half a cup, and then like I said, I'm going to use soy sauce and Worcester sauce. Lots of sugar in here, so. I've actually never made this recipe before. We've never made even meatloaf before. So these are going to get sauteed for 5 minutes, and then we're going to stir the meat into the veg in a bowl. Okay, this is partly mixed now. I'm mixing the ground beef with the veggies and the ketchup, soy sauce, and Worcestershire sauce that I use. The veggies are like extremely hot, so I'm just using this like spatula for now, but eventually, I got my hands here. I'm going to do that as well. Rest of the veggies. Now the recipe says to only put half of the veggies in and then you add it later as a sauce. We're just putting all of the veggies in. That's going to thin out the meatloaf a little bit, so we'll need maybe some extra like fiber and stuff. Now, with regards to the breadcrumbs, I used about 1/4 of the breadcrumbs as I was supposed to, and I put in a little bit of oats, but even that wasn't the full amount of actual like crumbs. Then I used psyllium husk. That has almost no calories. And I actually need a little bit more, but now my hands are contaminated. But those ingredients, the breadcrumbs, psyllium husk, and oats, that's what binds the meatloaf together. Once this is all mixed, it goes in the pan. Okay, this is now all mixed together. What you didn't see me do was put some egg whites in. The recipe calls for eggs, but I'm trying to cut down on the fat of this recipe, so I just use egg whites. The purpose of that is to again, bind the meatloaf together. So you also didn't see me grease this pan just with a little bit of avocado oil, like less than a teaspoon. And you just make a little loaf in here, just pat it in there, and I'm just gonna bake it as per the instructions. It's like half an hour at 350 or something. Then I'll use a meat thermometer to make sure it's at 165 degrees Fahrenheit before eating it. Alright, so I ended up using a muffin tin for the rest of the meatloaf. Smaller bits of meat, okay? Cooks faster, that's why that's already done. This smells delicious, by the way. So just test that, make sure it's at the right temperature, 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep in mind, even though I tried to keep the fat down in this recipe, it's ground beef. It's a high-fat protein, so when you have this, just have with some vegetables. Don't add any more fat to your meal, or your meal will have too many grams of fat and too many calories. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to eat this. If you like these videos, subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.